Thought here, and today's topic is magnesium deficiency.
I don't tell people because I hate making them worry. But yes, I have a rare condition, a pudding deficiency.
Yeah, I had a magnesium deficiency. It wasn't bad, it was borderline deficient. I wasn't in the deficient range, but it was on the way, or it was possibly getting better when I checked it 2 years ago. And I know it's definitely better now because I've resolved most of the symptoms that I had before from it. And I didn't even know that these were actually symptoms of anything. I just thought they were, just, it was from being alive, or just things that were experienced. So anyways, I've even brought this up to a doctor before, but my heart would feel like a fluttering feeling. I would get like heart palpitations sometimes, and that's definitely a symptom of magnesium deficiency. It could be caused by other things too, but my doctor never really ever pinpointed what to do about it or anything, or had any advice on that. So my biggest issues were, I had migraines and headaches a lot, and that can be a magnesium deficiency thing. And I would get eye twitches and muscle cramps, and the eye twitches weren't a big deal. They were definitely annoying, but the muscle cramps were by far probably the worst, and the migraines, for just how annoying those were to deal with. And so the only thing I could do would be, I would just wake up in the morning and stretch, and then my calf would get stuck, flexed, and it would really hurt. And the only thing I could do would be, I would have to bend my leg out and stretch it like that. And yeah, that was the only thing. That it sucks to have to do that to fix something that's a problem when it shouldn't be a problem in the first place. So anyways, I'm going to get on with the rest of the symptoms. To be able to recognize it, it can just cause, I definitely had anxiety too, but that's one of the neurological symptoms that it can cause. It can just cause anxiety. I always thought I was just a high anxiety person, and I probably still am a little bit. I still get nervous in certain situations, but it's nowhere near what it used to be. And I just thought that was my personality, but it wasn't. So anyways, it can cause hyperactivity. It can cause difficulty getting to sleep and trouble staying asleep. Those were definitely, those are ones I forgot to mention that were also an issue for me. It still is somewhat of an issue. But if anybody knows, having a kid can cause difficulty staying asleep too. So there are certain ones that aren't completely resolved for me, but there are other causes of it also. Before it was just, I just wouldn't be able to fall asleep or stay asleep just because. Now there's usually a reason. I'm not going to say always. There's always some reason why, but. Anyways, so also the other symptoms are muscle spasms, muscle cramping, fibromyalgia, facial tics, eye twitches, migraines and headaches, numbness and tingling. I was getting that fairly often, usually when I would sleep, if I would sleep on my arm. That still does happen sometimes. If it pinches a nerve or something, my arm goes numb. But there was a point where it was getting worse, and sometimes my arm would just be numb for no reason, even if I was laying flat. Usually when I'm sleeping for some reason. And also I was taking a supplement that may have had heavy metals in it, so that could cause it as well. So some of these symptoms, can be caused by other things, obviously. My migraines were definitely triggered by eating MSG or anything that was natural flavorings, or there are a lot of code words for that. But if you want to find out more about that, I have an episode about how I healed my migraines, and in there I list every single form of MSG and name the different name for it that people put on the labels, companies. So anyways, also it can cause heart fluttering and palpitations, and so those are the symptoms of it. I think there are more than that, but those are some of the main ones. And so if you're experiencing, any of those, it could be because of being deficient in magnesium. And I wasn't even deficient in it, but I was definitely low. And I've felt, a huge benefit just from taking magnesium. But to go over the causes of magnesium deficiency, And so, anyways, now that I've covered all of that, how do you get more magnesium? You can just increase eating leafy greens, chard and spinach, and anything like that does have magnesium and a lot of calcium in it, so that's like one of the best ways to get it. You can also get it from eating pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are also high in zinc, and Brazil nuts. I think Brazil nuts are also, and they have selenium, and what else? There's something else that's really good. Choline? I don't know. Anyways, sunflowers have lecithin and choline. Anyways, that's off topic, but so you can eat those, you can eat natural sources of it, and I definitely eat as much of that as I possibly can in a day. Some days I don't get any leafy greens, but then, you know, the next day or the day after I try to make sure I have a big salad or something. But that doesn't always happen, and so if I'm feeling like, you know, if I have trouble falling back to sleep or something because I've been woken up like the third time this night or whatever, then I will always go, and if I can't sleep, I don't just lay there. And so I'll do a magnesium soak in a bath, and so that's like one of my favorite things to do, and I've heard that it does absorb very easily through our skin. Just make sure that you're getting enough calcium also. But I've been doing that, and you want to do, it's 2 cups at a time. I don't always use 2 cups because that's a lot of magnesium, or Epsom salts, excuse me. You want to take Epsom salts and you put it in your bath and you do 2 cups of that in warm water. I also like to put like things like oatmeal or green tea in my bath, or even just a little essential oils. It's just kind of nice. Just don't put the oatmeal in the bathtub and let it go down the drain, because that's not good either. But anyways, there are lots of things you can add to it, and it's definitely a really good way to get your magnesium. So I try to use both sides of the diet and taking it through, taking a soak in it, and hopefully your symptoms will improve. I know for me, I've definitely felt a huge increase in like just or a decrease in my anxiety. I don't have migraine headaches anymore. It definitely helped changing my diet too for that. And what was I gonna say? Oh, my muscle cramping. I don't get muscle cramps anymore, so that's really nice, because those were, I would be like always wondering if I stretch, if that's gonna hurt or not. But anyways, yeah, that stuff will make an improvement, and yeah, there's a way to increase your levels of magnesium, and it's probably best to do both, but you could try either or, and it depends on how severe your symptoms are, but you'll definitely see an improvement in your symptoms if that's the case. So I've been taking magnesium for off and on probably like a year, and I still feel like I could be taking more of it, but you definitely, like, if you really want to know where your levels are at, it's probably best to check, to do a blood test and to see where they are. You can definitely get that done. And yeah, I hope that helps somebody out there. It's taken me a while to learn all this about magnesium, but it really did make an improvement in my life. I'm not going to say everything's perfect, because I still do feel anxiety and some things every once in a while, but then a part of that's probably just natural and normal. And so we can't we can't eliminate all of that, but it is nice to know that there is a way to feel better and to make things better if they're not normal. And taking a little bit of magnesium can definitely help. So